Why isn't she sharing those pictures and the information she has inside of the restaurant? Does she have a burner phone, you guys? What is going on? Like, that's what I want to know. That's why I think this is a big deal. And she sits across from him. Yeah, like he wasn't even there. I agree. Maybe she was irritated by him, but that's not the big part of this. Let's watch.
That looked suspicious or out of place. But here is a thumbnail that they had released where it shows different things where they claim there's kind of an exchange going on, although I don't really, there's clearly an exchange, but I don't see any kind of item that's being exchanged. Not to say
Right,
there
me
isn't,
either.
but I don't really
You see right
see
there?
it. So the family X is about 623
So yeah, they don't touch hands, you guys, right
exchange
there.
going on.
He did a great job of, you see the light and the light. There's her hand, there's him. They're moving towards each other. Now Katie moves back this way, and that guy ends up coming back this way around the front of the car. So what was that? What were they was he just walking in the car to get something, and then Katie opened the door and she needed to move to let him through? That's what I want to know. She's looking for Patrick Swayze at the Roadhouse. Could be, could be. Again, thank you, Synth, for the 5 guilty of crime memberships. You can't see her right hand, but you can see her left hand. Okay. All right, let's keep going. That could be nothing.
Although I don't really, there's clearly an exchange, but I don't see any kind of item that's being exchanged. Not to say there isn't, but I don't really see it. So the family X is about 623 here. They are up in this top right hand corner, just behind this guy in the yellow jacket with the mask on. Now, as we can see, we'll pause it right here. Now there's a hoodie guy. So first things to point out is we can see that Katie's parked in a handicap spot, and these 2 spots are handicap spots. And now there's a guy between the driver's side and the passenger side of the 2 vehicles. Obviously, this vehicle here is Katie's vehicle. Now, this could be 2 scenarios, possibly more, but the 2 main theories is this could be just an innocent explanation where one person's exiting and another person's trying to get in, but the lane is so small that one is waiting for the other. But this is where,
again, that could be, it could be a nothing burger, but we gotta look at both sides and all sides, because the bottom line is Sebastian's still mysteriously missing, and Katie sure isn't filling in the blanks. I mean, when your son or your child goes missing and you say, well, I heard a thud and then he was just gone, and then that's it. And yeah, Clark, a lot of people made a big deal about that. Why did Katie have a handicap parking? WTF? Why did she have a handicap parking? Was she saying Sebastian is handicapped and she needs help to get him to they can't walk to the entrance? What's the deal with that? I thought he was overly active and overly whatever. Why is he handicapped? Is that what they're saying? All right, so Sebastian's considered handicapped is what you're saying? Okay. All right. That's interesting because she does act like that.
it kind of gets weird because that doesn't actually happen. And you can see that they clearly know that this guy is between the 2 vehicles. So as they walk towards the vehicle, you can clearly see that they start to make eye contact with the individual, and he actually kind of backs up a little bit. Again, so it could just be that maybe he's going to let Katie, get into her car, but this is where it gets kind of odd because that doesn't actually happen. Not to say this doesn't have an instant explanation. Now
and I agree with that. That's my number one thing that I say all the time. Carolina, you're in my head. In true crime, there aren't coincidences. Mysteriously on the same night, right after this interaction. Sus. Now, that's life in general. Like life in general, there are no coincidences. There's not coincidences. It's called evidence. It's things that add up and things that stack up and small things that add up and things that happen make that thing happen. So I agree with you. I say that all the time. Thank you for reminding me. She is lazy as well, in my opinion. If the guy drove off and then is over by her door, he could be looking for a handicap placard. I'm not sure. I mean, it's a thing. It could have happened. Maybe she handed him a house key. Maybe she handed him the address. I don't know. But Sebastian's missing hours later. He didn't even make it through the night. All right, let's keep going.
You can see Sebastian clearly has his attention. So I'm assuming there is some kind of conversation going on. Is it nefarious or innocent? We don't know. There's no audio clearly. We can see him gesturing with his left hand, almost either putting his hand out or waving back. As you can see right here, I'll circle it, which I thought was interesting. It's tough to say, what he's doing right here. Is he kind of putting his hand out, or is he kind of waving back for her to come?
I mean, Sebastian's on high alert right there. Look at him. He's watching that.
And
He's
she
like,
puts her left
there?
hand and kind of puts it on the vehicle. Now he kind of backs up a little bit. She then moves forward. And this is where I thought, okay, well, maybe he's just allowing her to get in the vehicle. And then we'll wait for.
So my opinion on what happened, Jeep Sahara, is that something bad happened to Sebastian. They did make it home, but something happened that night in that house. Something happened to Sebastian. And the next day when Katie called and he went missing at 11:17 a.m., he was gone. His body was gone. He was gone. I believe that sound that she heard at night, she heard something happening in the house, a tussle or some kind of noise. Yeah, it was a planned event. Something happened in that house that made Sebastian disappear. And I've never seen a mom so uninterested the way that she is in finding him, except for Jen Soto. And Jen Soto at one point did get a little bit more on board with, hey, let's find Madeline. But this lady just takes off. She goes and takes off with her husband that's not even his father in the RV and just forgets about it. Who does that? Who does that? Who takes off? What's up, Land Pirate Radio? How you doing? I'm glad you came by to say hi. We all love you. That's Adam. All right. She planned something. She could live with her husband how she wants. And she did. That should be a big key for the FBI right there. It's like when a husband and wife, there's a husband and wife, and the wife gets rid of the husband. And then 2 weeks later, she's off with her boyfriend traveling the world or moving into his house. Something happened and she is not interested in finding out why, you guys. Yeah, the RV's out on 192 where Jen Soto saw them. Definitely a narcissist mother. What's up, Carrie? What's your theory on Sebastian Rogers? I don't think he's alive anymore. Carrie, I want to know what you think.